Offering my humble pranams at the lotus feet of our dear Swami. Salam everyone. Thank you all for joining. And okay, I'm Aarthi and I'm from Austin. First of all, I would like to thank Swami for this wonderful opportunity, and also the regional team for putting up such a beautiful series, Maisa and I. Thank you. So let me start with my, I don't know, how Swami pulled me into his fold. It is, it started with Bal Vikas, SSE. So this was back in my 3rd grade, and I was attending music classes, and one day me and my mom, we turned up early there, and suddenly there was in the house, the lights were turned off, the door was shut, it was like pin drop silence, and we were wondering what was happening. And then after some time we heard Asatoma, and the session ended with Swami's Aarthi. And then a bunch of kids went out, and that's when we went in, and we were asking. My mom was we were curious as to what was going on, and she was asking my music teacher, what is this? Is this a class? What's happening and all? And that's when my music teacher said, oh, this is Bal Vikas SSE, which happens every week, and we teach values through stories, bhajans, and the life of Satya Sai Baba. And so my mom is like, okay, where do I sign up and all? So from next week, me and my sister started attending the classes, and we were after that, my music teacher became my Bal Vikas guru, and that's how it all started. And then a couple years later, we were blessed to visit Puttaparthi, and that was my first physical darshan of Swami. It was really out of the world, I should say, and I was sitting at 20 rows or 25 rows behind, near the Yajur Mandir entrance, and just waiting for whatever was supposed to happen. And this was in probably my 4th or 5th grade, and beautiful music came, and it was all hush hush everywhere. And suddenly this person, wearing an orange robe, he's just gliding, he's almost floating from that entrance, and just look at him, and I see a pink light all around him. It's totally, I couldn't believe what I was looking at. I was trying to see if it was real or not. All these questions, I'm trying to rub my eyes and all, and finally I'm like, okay, fine, whatever, I'm just at peace, just looking at him. And at that time I didn't know what that was, the light and all. Then later I came to know that it's the pink aura, the aura of love. There is a whole lot of study about it. People use a different kind of camera to capture the aura and things like that. So, but yeah, he just captured me with his love. That was a really magical and wonderful moment. One of the most cherished memories for me. Then later, we kind of went to Parthi here and there, and one more year was, I'm not sure of the year, so it was during a festival of joy. So it was basically for the Bal Vikas or SSC kids throughout India, and we were able to display whatever, and we kind of were part of a flower arrangement kind of thing. I don't even know what that is now. It's like we just arranged flowers and fruits, I guess. I don't know. And we had to explain some things through that. And different states and cities came there, and everyone had a different kind of display and things like that. This was not inside the Kulwant Hall, it was in the sheds. So sheds are the place of accommodation. And we were given a shed, and like side by side, a lot of people were displaying all their work. And like one of my friend, we were a group of girls, and one of my friend, she had it was put up for like 2-3 days, and we kind of she had a dream that night that Swami visited us in the shed and saw all our displays. And we were like, okay, this is like, no, it's not at all possible, and how can Swami come and all. We just dismissed it. And next day, she got someone was distributing Swami's photos, and she got a photo that said, dreams about God are real. And that's when we were like a little curious and with little expectant of whether Swami is going to come or something. And actually the next day, we were sitting in the shed, and there was a lot of commotion. People were running here and there, and we were asking what's going on. And they said, Swami's car is coming, come out. And we all went out, and we on the roads, on both the sides, people were lined up, and Swami's car just came in, and he just looked at us, and that was enough. He doesn't have to, speak to you. I don't know. That was just enough. And that's the day that we got the message that dreams about God are real. So it was a very sweet and, happy and rosy path till now. Then like I went on to complete my Bal Vikas, and I started assisting my guru with it, with the class. So I started taking classes along with her. And I also had a very close Sai sister with me. So we used to go to all the places. Like we used to do services together. We used to take classes together, sing bhajans, what all. We just roamed our cities, streets with a two-wheeler, and it was a very, very wonderful phase until one day suddenly she just passed away. She was no more. And that was the year, that was the same year of Swami's physical demise, 2011. And it was after Swami's demise. So during Swami's physical demise, I really had her. She comforted me. She supported me, saying that, this is not a time to worry. You can connect with Swami more now. He's like become from one to many, right? He's become formless, so you can reach him. You can just reach out to him, and you needn't have to restrict him to a physical form. So that was, even though I've seen Swami's physical form, this was a pretty okay transition for me to, accept that, okay, Swami's everywhere now, right? But with her departure, it was devastating. Of course, I had my parents, my younger sister, my grandmother. I was was surprised. She just came up to me one day and she was quoting, Bhaja Govindam to me, and she was saying, "Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam." It just comes and goes. You just have to move on. And she was actually comforting me. And and my guru, everyone was there, like supporting me. Still, it's like a very big hole that cannot be filled. And so yeah, that's she was the one who kind of we grew up together. We went to the same Bal Vikas classes, took the same Bal Vikas classes, and you know uh, did a lot of service and things like that. She taught me a lot of things, like how to even do a service, how to sing a bhajan, right? Like, you understand the lyrics, you understand the meaning, you offer it to Swami. Those simple things, like, I learned from her, and how to take a class even. So all these things, she has been my you know guiding, I don't know, a second guru too, I could say. So it was a very tough time, but at the end, I came to realize that physical form is important, physical presence is definitely important, but um, just like how I was able to connect with Swami um, after the physical presence too, you can connect with anyone who's uh, not with you. So that was a very big lesson for me, and was very important lesson too. But it was a very bitter one, but just have to move on with it. And she taught me, like, she told me, like, Swami used to talk to her. Um, she used to listen to Swami stories. Swami used to tell her stories. She used to create bhajans, whatnot, like a lot of things. So that's how this idea opened up to me, that oh, I can talk to Swami. Okay, is it that was a different aspect, because till then I just accepted him as God. Oh, this is God, like Rama or Krishna. So but then that was the time, like, she was talking with Swami like a friend, having conversations. Swami was talking to her. So then I started that idea kind of opened up for me, like, you can actually talk to Swami, like, just in your head, just say, "Oh, hi Swami," and or whatnot. Like, kind of that's how this idea kind of opened up. um, so yeah, that was difficult phase, but very powerful lesson that I learned. And yeah, moving on, then yeah, I completed my college, and like, my they were looking for a groom for me for marriage, and I was not very happy with it. It was very like, I was fighting with my parents. A lot of drama was going on, and I was actually even fighting with Swami and asking him, what is this? Should I do it? You just have to show me a sign, or a kind of indication, something. I need some kind of sign from you, right? So that was in the year of 2017. So that's when there was a national women's conference to be held in Parthi that year. And they had asked for like, representations from each state, and like, two people from each state will have to represent, and kind of it was just a weird request. I don't know what it was. And they asked me. I was actually surprised, because our city was not like a big metro city and all. It was like a very small city, and out of all the people there, how come you're coming to me? And I was trying to suggest some other names and trying to get away from this. And they were like, no, you can do it. You just go on with it. And then I said, okay, hesitatingly, I said, okay, fine, yeah. And then I come to know that it was like you had to dress up in your traditional wear of your state and walk down a procession. So all the states like together, one after the other, had to walk down the walk in the Kulwant Hall. And then later on, I came to know that it was not just a traditional wear, it was a bridal traditional wear. And I had to dress up as a bride from my state and be a part of that procession. It was really a beautiful procession, the beautiful programs planned out, all these things. Like, it just went so quickly that I didn't even realize what was happening. I just have a picture, Sriram.
Sure.
Can I share?
Yeah. Let me just make you co-host. Wait 1 second. Are you able to share, by the way? Okay.
This is me walking down in the Kulwant Hall, and I mean, it just went off so quickly. And this was our state, and there were two of us. So it was, I mean, I didn't even realize what was happening for a long time. Like, wow, a bridal thing. It was more, I was more focused on like what was happening in Parthi, like the next things. And I even forgot that I had like pestered Swami so much for a sign or indication. And finally it was after we came back and all, then it just hit me that wow, okay, this is like a big banner that said, oh, now you're ready, you can just go ahead, what more do you want, kind of thing. It was I don't know, totally that's when again another message from Swami that said, like, if you keep pestering me enough, I'll definitely show you a sign or something. So yeah, that was so that was where like, and after we got married, we just moved here. And first, initially, I was very hesitant, and I don't know how I would fit in or not. Like, all these questions were there. And but Sai Center is a family, and you just fit right in. They just make you feel comfortable. And like, Austin Sai Center is no less in all these things. So yeah, it was a very up and down journey for me. But yeah, but Swami always assures you that he is there. It is his hand in all throughout your life. And even if we leave him, he never leaves us. So yeah, I'm really grateful for my Sai Center back at home, and here Austin Sai Center too. So yeah, I think I finished quickly than expected.
No, that's fine.
So
That's completely fine. No, it was no. I think there are like a lot of important, lessons, right, that you talked about. This kind of talking to Swami and actually communicating with Swami was actually a possibility. This feeling that he was a god and somehow distant from you, from there to actually talking to him. And then this was opened up by your friend. And, and how from talking to him, constantly hitting him up and pestering him will actually, one, closen the distance and bring, make that bond closer. I think that's very, very important. I somehow find it amazing that a lot of the Sai sisters and the female YAs seem to be able to do that. I always ask the young Sai males, and they don't seem to necessarily be saying the same thing of talking as much. And I think that is such an important thing that I learned from you guys, of learning to actually communicate and call upon Swami and talk to Swami. That's such an important aspect. Now, when you say that even if we leave him, he is always with us, is something that you mentioned, right? So is there something that makes you say that? Have you ever felt that you have given up on Swami at times and Swami has made his presence felt? Are you able to hear me, Aarthi?
Yes.
Okay.
It was a little glitchy, but yeah.
Okay.
Not a particular incident that comes to my mind, but whenever I just forget Swami, he kind of reminds me with something.
Okay.
That's or through someone. So.
And the other thing, right, that you talked about when you first saw Swami, I think that's that feeling of having seen Swami. There's so much of peace. I have never noticed that pink aura that you're talking about. I have personally, though I've seen Swami, I have never noticed that pink aura. And is that something that you've always noticed through all of your darshans of Swami, or was it just that first time when you met him? It was the first
time. Like after that, I was trying to find the aura, but no. Well, yeah.
Okay. I just want to open up the floor and see if anyone has any specific questions for Aarthi or anything of that sort. If not, so you were saying, Aarthi, that you started teaching even when you were back home, is it? So when did you start teaching? Because you are an SSC guru, but even back home, you were already teaching kids, is it?
Right after I finished my SSC.
Okay. Right after that, you've always been an SSC guru. Wow.
Maybe like a assistant guru or something.
Okay. And so, I mean, so you've been an SSC guru for a significant period of time. So as an SSC young adult guru, what do you think SSC does for you? I mean, given that you've been able to actually teach kids and for a significant period of time now, how has that helped you stay in touch with Swami? Because I find that one thing that we are trying to do in our region is encourage more young adults to be SSC gurus. And you are a prime example of that. So if you could kind of let us know what it has done for you, I think that'll be really helpful.
Like maybe keep a routine or like check on yourself. Like when you're gonna teach someone, you have to first understand and kind of at least try to follow it, which is hard, but at least you take that effort and it makes you take the effort. And yeah, that's main for me. Like, and to keep a routine, right? Like we do a lot of here and there stuff, and there's like one wonderful session of Swami, and we're all motivated, and the next day I just back to routine and back to normal and back to being angry or being egoistic or whatever. But this helps to keep in check, right? Like it's a weekly thing, and which should become a daily routine for us. And kind of that was like a more important part for me. So
and so was taking to teaching very natural for you because of your friend, or was she who inspired you to become a guru, or was it your music teacher who was your initial guru who kind of egged you along to become one? Because it seems like at such a young age, when you start teaching others, you feel confident enough to teach others, because just knowing you as a person, right? You're rather quiet. You at least come across as, not extremely extroverted. So now actually teaching folks requires you to be out there. So it's very interesting that you took to it kind of very quickly. So what was it? It's almost interesting. What kind of, compelled you to take that up?
Honestly, I didn't have a choice. I was rather pushed to it. I was not very open, not very comfortable with it. Never comfortable with it. Like when I started my first class, I was shivering, and I was like, my voice was breaking and all those things happened. But nobody really cared. It's like, no, you have to do it, this is what you have to do, like kind of thing. And both of them were much instrumental in pushing me to do this. I mean, they knew I could do it. I just had to come out of that awkward shell and break that thing. That was my only kind of hindrance that was stopping me to not do it. But I don't know. I was just, I didn't have a choice.
And in terms of the routine that you were talking, that the becoming an SSC guru instills a certain routine. So do you mean a routine in terms of prepping for class, or has that actually instilled a certain daily routine into you? I'm just curious, just for me as a fellow SSC guru, to learn something because I'm relatively new to the fold compared to you.
Every class is a new class, definitely. Like even with taking for so long, it's not like just experienced or something. No, I don't think so. It's a new, it's a learning all the time. And a routine, I don't know, like at least to keep a check on yourself, kind of, there are a lot of contradictions for me sometimes, right? So in with my parents or with my family, I'm yelling at them, I'm angry with them, I'm always fighting constantly. And here I'm like teaching, watch your words and thoughts and actions and things like that. It kind of like, it makes me feel like, okay, I'm not like, I'm such a hypocrite, like not true to what I'm teaching. And so kind of that keeps a check on what you do, how you do, and things like that, right? So so that's why it becomes a routine, right? You're not teaching for just one class and just going away. Just over the time, you're gonna teach, and you have to follow what you teach, kind of, or you have to at least take the effort to do it, right? So it becomes, after a point, it becomes a routine. Kind of.
Anybody else who has any questions for Sister Aarthi?
Hey, Sairam, Aarthi, this is Jwala. So nice to see you today after a long time. So I had met Aarthi during the SSC training, and we used to meet every month. So it was very nice. She's very simple and very sincere. You would have, known by today's experience itself. And I really, it was nice to hear your wonderful experience. The one you told about when Swami, you were not even from a big city, and then you got picked up. And Swami does not, he knows who he wants to pick, when he wants to pick, where. It's all, he has already decided. It was so nice to hear everything that you said about your friend. It's so relatable to me. um, um yeah, I kind of teared up. Reminds me of something similar, but very beautiful here. And I cannot believe that it's been a year listening to my Sai and I. It was a wonderful experience. I have missed some of the sessions and I have gone back and listened to the recordings later on. It was so beautiful for me. So thank you all very much. Sai Ram.
Saram Lord. Anybody else?
Hello, Sairam, can you hear me?
Yep. Saram Shaman.
Yeah, I really appreciate the work that you guys are doing, and really appreciate every time I learn something new listening to you guys. So you all may be younger in age, but in your devotion and in your steadfastness on the path and your clarity and your wisdom, you're second to none. So thank you very much for helping us on our spiritual journey as well, Saira.
Thank you for the support, Shamangal. Very important, right? That's what we as YAs yearn for. I think
It's easy to support people like you. It's easy to support.
You're kind. But anybody else who has any other thoughts or questions for Sister Aarthi? If not, I have one final one for you, Aarthi. So it's interesting that you said that, your friend helped you also kind of get into this acceptance. I think my internet's kind of unstable. Are you able to hear me? You're able to hear me? Okay. So your friend helped you understand in that Swami is now moved on from his physical form to the omnipresent form, right? And how did she help you understand that? Because that's such an important aspect. Like, I don't think it sinks even into my head all the time that he is omnipresent. And how did she manage to convey such a deep understanding to you? And how do you actually live that understanding that he's omnipresent? Because that would be so useful for me.
So that was, I don't know, it was very, I don't know, it was like such a complicated process, but there were a lot of incidents that happened to her. When Swami was admitted in the hospital, she had a lot of visions, I don't even know how to explain all those things. Like when Swami was covered in tubes and a lot of medical things around him, but she had this vision that it was like he was not in pain though. I mean, it looked as if he was in pain, he was suffering. That was only the body, right? The Atma actually doesn't have all these things. So it was kind of scary to even hear about all those things that time. I mean, all these tubes and things like that were kind of blue in color, and she could hear Swami talking through all that, and assuring everybody else, like around the room, that this is the time, and I have to leave the body. And Swami was kind of consoling everyone, and this was all in her vision. And there were a lot more stories, and I don't actually don't know how to explain, but she had this connection to Swami, right? So there was a kind of a phone call, maybe for easier understanding to say, a regular phone call with her and Swami, right? That was the connection, that was the talk that she had with Swami. And that did not stop with Swami's physical demise. That was the thing. So it just kept continuing. So yeah, I think probably that's why it was that's why I was able to understand that or something. I don't know. It's just yeah.
So it's very clear to me that she continues to live on in you and continues to inspire you. So in one sense, what is that one aspect of her that you feel you have tried to imbibe and embody, which I think is so useful for the rest of us as well? Because it seems like she was this really instrumental, inspirational figure, and an elder sister, second guru figure, mentor, in one sense. So what is that one aspect you feel you have tried to emulate or imbibe that we could, derive and hopefully incorporate into us?
Talking to Swami, that probably that was the only thing I'm able to follow. She had a lot of ideas. She was very bold. She just talked to people, and she never she didn't feel awkward at all. She just used to talk, and I don't know, she was very bold. I could never be that. And yeah, she had a lot of forward thinking, right? So that time the plastic bags, and that time 2000s, mid 2000s or something. That time plastic bags were not as we are doing right now. We used to make paper bags and take that to shops and things like that. She was very cautious. She was very, she was looking out for the environment, the society kind of thing. She used to drive a electric bike at that time. So we all used to pull her, because that was a very slow bike. It just it was around 35 speed limit. That's the maximum it went. And we all used to joke around, but still she never she was satisfied that I'm doing some good to this environment, and so that was her vision. But yeah, sorry, your question was something else. I just yeah, I think probably talking to Swami, that's the one thing I'm trying to follow, probably.
Yeah. And incidentally, you said that she helped you understand how to do a seva. What did you mean by that? Because there's so many things, you made simple enough statements that have stuck in my head, but I want to almost, sorry if I'm probing you and making this painful, but there's so much to learn, it seems. Like when you said she helped you understand how to do a seva, what did you mean by that?
We used to go to hospital visits, and we used to distribute Swami's photos, vibhuti, and few biscuits, right? So we used to go to each patient and give them. Mostly this used to be in the maternity ward or the children's ward, or kind of like that. And I didn't know what this was about. Why are we even doing this? I just was okay, I just thought, oh, we take this, this was in my school time, right?
Yeah.
We take this, we just give it to them, and we just leave, right? That's what we're going to do.
Right.
So that's what I did. she was like when I saw her, she was full of smile, and she was so happy, and she was kind of making that person feel so at peace. And she just handed the things. She spent like a few minutes, talked to them, assured that don't worry, we're praying for you, you will get well soon, and you'll be discharged from here soon. Some kind words she just told them. And then she you had to talk to like 50 people, same thing, right, over and over again. That's when I realized, oh, this is service. Okay, what I'm doing is not service. It's just like I'm just distributing things, right? So
no, it's so important, right? Like oftentimes at least for me, I am so-called doing service, but it's just a rote mechanical thing. It's just getting it done, and you sometimes forget the bhava, the feeling with which one ought to be performing it, and how this is actually a great way to remind yourself that Bhagwan's working through you and you're truly an instrument in his hands, and also convey his love. Because you said that pink aura, you were able to perceive it the first time you met him because you are an embodiment of love. That's what I believe. You are such a loving individual, and it takes one to perceive another. That's why Krishna in the Gita says, Ya Pashati Sa Pashati. He who sees it, sees it. You were able to see it the first time you met Swami, and to be an instrument to convey that love to another individual who you have the good fortune of doing seva. That's why it's so beautiful when you look at seva. It was like most of us do seva this way. When a cloud that is full of water pours down on the barren land, we believe like we are sometimes like the cloud. We are helping the less fortunate, or we are doing our little bit. But true seva, it says is the cloud feels grateful to the earth that it is able to unburden itself. That it is so full, and it's able to unburden itself by showering itself on the ground. And that attitude that we need to imbibe and incorporate, and that comes out as love and flows out as effusive love, which your friend embodied. So thank you so much, Aarthi, for sharing all of that. Yeah, so beautiful. Any final questions before we move on to the next speaker? If not, we'll kind of move on to the next speaker, who is Raghu. Sairam, Raghu, the floor is all yours. Just introduce yourself and take it away.
Sairam, my humble pranams to the most lotus feet of our beloved Bhagavan, Sri Satya Sai Baba, and praying to Swami to speak through myself for the session, and most loving Sairams to one and all here. So first of all, frankly, honestly speaking, I don't know where to start off. So I'm just living in a dream here. Like Swami has brought me here with you all. So, and also that when Shriram called me and told that this is the to speak, and also I was like, okay, I was praying to Swami, and I shared this very beautiful news to my close Balvikas gurus and parents. Like, okay, they have told me like this. So to start off, like first of all, even actually I don't have very very deep experience with Swami, but definitely I would share like how I grew up in the Sai fold, and basically my after college life with the Sundaram Bhajan group in Chennai, the experiences I shared with them and how it developed me as an individual, and of course the most important part, the journey in the US, in Houston, and with the Sai group here. So yeah, to start off, so basically just a second, yeah. Is my voice clear?
Yeah, you're clear now.
Yeah. So to start off, so basically I grew up in Abu Dhabi. My childhood was in Abu Dhabi right from first grade onwards, and the journey started. Actually, journey started. We were Swami devotees from birth, and I have to really thank my parents, really for molding me, and growing up me in the Sai fold. And I always believe Abu Dhabi has always a corner, loving corner heart in me, and it was such a wonderful blessed place, a lot of divine satsangs and the human values and a lot of values which we don't realize it at that time, but now, especially for me, when I grow up in my life, I realize a lot. So basically, actually, to be very honest, in the initial, till when I was 10 or maybe even 12 or 14 years, I was just going with the flow. Like, I was, to be honest, I was not very interested in like, bhajans. Okay, I was interested. Okay, mom used to call Thursday, come back from school, get ready. 7:30. The cuckoo clock rings and come on, bhajan time. Dad shouts from one end, mom shouts from one end, and okay, get ready. And I used to remember I had a couple of close school friends in my this thing school who were part of who were the Sai pole. So I just see where are them, go sit with them. When the bhajan starts, automatically the eyes drip down, it droops down, sleep. Then when the dinner time comes, yeah, okay, the food is there ready, then go home, sleep. So it was like, yeah. So the initial years were like that, and also actually, with little guilt feeling, I also tell that, actually I hadn't done the initial Balvika stage, so I directly joined from the group 2 of SSC. So I hadn't done the group 1 and the from the starting. So yeah, it was one of the I was one of the odd ones out, I could say. So many of my family friends, they were also telling my mom, like, you should put him. So mom used to tell me daily, but I used to like, okay, let's. I couldn't sit in a place just to listen to people for more than 5 minutes that time. So I told, then it so happened that then group 2, out of group 2, I joined from group 2. I don't know how. It's very still it's Swami's miracle that time. I just okay, just sat there. And then it was a very different journey, at least from the Balvika's point of view for me. Even though I was not involved much in the circle in the beginning, but from group 2 to group 3, I enjoyed the most of my SSC. I used to actively involve in all the SSC activities, and it used to be literally a tussle. All the competition, let it be the Antakshari or storytelling or what, it used to be literally like a competition and a tussle. And we used to involve so much, even though we didn't know what was spirituality, even though we didn't know, okay, ABC of what I was talking, but still competition is competition. And I used to call my dad, and you write the essay for me. I by hearted, I beat the child. I used to tell you how to write the essay for me in such a way that I beat the other child. So these were the the phases, and we were talking. So then slowly, like as time progressed, like towards fag of my, like the third group, or I would say, yeah, the third group, and almost going towards the youth, slowly something sprung into me, like little bit, the interests of the bhajans. So Swami's grace, God's grace, I grew up in a, like, with musical family. And my mom used to be my really the go-to person, because when it comes to Sai bhajans and thing, it was my mom, like, she used to always, I still remember, whenever I used to go to bed, or whenever it was the Sai music will be playing, the bhajans will be, whatever the cassettes we had those days will be playing in the radio, and I just listen that, and I just automatically go to bed. So even now I remember some of the typical, whatever bhajans those days. So my mom used to keep on playing, and slowly that gave me an effect of from the and in the third year of Balvikas, when we went a little bit deeper into the, the Namasmarana or the bhajan, even the singing point of view, and also a little bit the, the bhava point of view. Even though still at that time I didn't realize it much, it was just carrying on through at that time. So I really enjoyed my third year of SSC, and I thank my gurus that time. It was such a wonderful time. Like, we had the Antakshari, the Bhaja Govindam, so on the skit play. So we were also leading the team. So that was the very golden moments for me. And then actually then there came a time in 2014 I pursued my undergrad at Chennai, Madras Institute of Technology. So that particular time I was okay, but okay, I was like, I was little, I was not sad, I would say. I was okay, happy. Like one way I wanted to study in India. So I started my undergrad, and the first 2 3 years was just, literally I was soaked into the undergrad life, enjoyment, and the movies with friends, etc., etc. So the thing was like, whenever I was in Chennai, the spiritual side was just okay. But at my home, whenever there was pujas, I used to sit somewhere. But apart from that, it was completely with my friends and going out, etc., etc., etc. So, and then there came a time like close to 2017 where I had a 2 3 month summer break and I came to Abu Dhabi. So that summer break, really from that summer break, something, I really felt that something is disconnecting me. Why am I like this? Because in Abu Dhabi, to be honest, I used to attend all the satsangs and this thing. So I was like, okay, why in Chennai? In Chennai being the hub of a lot of things, especially pujas and satsangs. I'm not something. There is some disconnection. Some I'm carried away or so. So in 2017, in the vacation, I attended all the bhajans in Abu Dhabi. Everything, I was completely happy, and I was. Then they came. Then I had to go back to my college for my final year. Then I was very depressing to go. It was like I spoke to a lot of close YAs in Abu Dhabi, like, Anna, I have to go back or this thing. So then they were like, don't worry, so many this thing. You just take some few steps to go visit some Sai Mandirs, or go visit, take some steps little bit, and you'll see Swami will definitely, he will give an answer also. That was the basic this thing. So okay, I decided, okay, let me take the initiative. And then I just fortunately I knew one of my friends in the MIT college. He was also a Sai devotee, and I knew him from first sem, but I was not in touch. And I just randomly I just called him. I just asked him like, could you give me any contact or anything? And he just told me, he just told me, I know there's one temple in Mambalam. So we used to play a place called Mambalam in Chennai, where it is very popular of all the satsangs. So he just told me there's one Shirdi Baba temple. You just go there and visit. He didn't tell much, but he just told there's a temple, there's like Aarthi, you just go there. So okay, I was like, okay, whatever you tell. Even I didn't have information. I just went there. I just went to the temple, and I just sat there. And first question I asked, I saw a lot of people for the evening Aarti, and I asked people like, when is the bhajan, when is anything is there or something. I was literally very inquisitive. So then they were like, okay, you come this time, this is so and so time, and they told. And then it was an absolute, I would say. From there it was the time, and it was, that was the thing like which really is molding me towards the fold, and all, and also many experiences also like with the group. So then it started off with the bhajans in the Bhava temple, and to Swami's grace, the first bhajan I attended. Then I was not keen in singing. I just wanted to enjoy the aura over there and the temple. And then later on I came to know that temple was the starting point for many people. So they used to call that temple as one of the powerful, or maybe people around there who knows, like, who have started a lot of spiritual journeys. So from there on I just got slowly, I got connected to another group, a house bhajans group, and then finally came like around 2018. So then by 2018 I started, after 2017 July or August, I was like cut off from all the college groups and everything. I was devoting my time only for satsang. So I used to just tell my granddad, I used to go out and I used to finish the satsang, come at night. So I started that routine. And from then on it came like 2018, I just got connected to the Mandavali. There's a place called Mandavali in Chennai. So there is where the Sundaram is located over there. So I just got connected to their samiti in Mandavali, and from there on, and actually, so I just met one very very great person, actually, even now I should say. So it was a Tuesday evening. So, and one of the devotee had just connected me. They told, if you're free, please come to a house bhajan on Tuesday evening there. I just returned from college at home around 5:36. I was very tired. I was still thinking, should I go? Should I go? Very dilemma. Something said me, go there, go there, go there. Something like, what you'll do at home. 6:30 I went. Tuesday I sat over there. I just sat to one like gentleman there, and that was the moment. So actually his name is Gopal. So why I'm just mentioning, he was one of the turning points in my life, in my the satsangs from there. So he told me like, I actually, to be honest, the thought before the bhajan was, I was a little more interested in this harmonium and the rhythms. And also I was thinking, I should approach someone for harmonium. Something was running in my mind, just blank, some thoughts were running. So I just sat in the bhajan, and I just sat next to him, and he, after I got a chance to offer a bhajan by Swami's grace, and then he asked me some details like where are you from, etc., etc. Then I just told him I'm interested, and then he told, you do one thing, every Wednesday there is a bhajan at my house, very private bhajan, like nobody's, I don't do the, call everybody, or I just I keep it self. So I'm just telling you personally, if you want, you come. So then I decided, okay, it is so lovingly told, and the connection had developed amazingly. And from then on, every week I made it a point, I used to go to his bhajan. And the first time when I went to his house, he just gave me a 50 or 40-year-old harmonium. Actually, that harmonium has been blessed by uh, like senior people playing in front of Swami, and a lot of things, and it had landed up in his house, and nobody was using it. So he told, every bhajan, you only have to play the harmonium for our this thing. And then he just gave me the harmonium, and I have to play. I don't know anything. I was just holding. I don't know even what was one, or what was the black one or white one or white two keys over there. He just told, you just start, you just do for something you hold. And he told me, by the fourth bhajan, you will play, you will start playing all the, but this is what he told me, from the fourth bhajan or fifth bhajan, you will start, everything you will play. So, and I was like, okay, very loving people. I was just on cloud nine. I was like, I didn't have any words to say. And when I entered the house, it was just amazing. That Swami's, that place had a lot of miracles and experiences. The grandmom was over there. They were sharing, and it was just mind blowing. That I was immediately called my parents, and this is just, his plan. It had to put me exactly after my final year of, after my sixth seventh semester, where I had less load of my education. And just see how Swami has, planned the events, and how he has known there is a time for you. There is something for you. So then, okay, then I was happy. Then I made it a point. Come what may, Wednesday I'm going there every week. I went there.
Raghu,
Then
1 second, Raghu. I just hold on to your phone or your headphones or something, because that I think is moving and creating a fair bit of noise.
okay,
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead. Sorry, brother.
is it clear?
Yeah, it's clear. It's clear. It's just that something is moving and creating that slight noise. But yeah, go ahead
Oh,
while you're
okay.
talking.
So
Yeah.
so yeah, so I made it a point to every Wednesday to go, and you won't believe, by Swami's grace, what uncle had told, really by the fourth or fifth bhajan, I had gotten hold of, okay, this is the Aarthi, the tune goes, and slowly I was able to catch, okay, this bhajan, this shruti, and that without a scale changer. So it was a little more beneficial for me to connect with the bhajans and the shrutis and that, and the scale in that. So then I made it a point. Then I was just, made it regular. Then I got so fascinated that I told uncle, I have to buy a harmonium now. I cannot, I have to get a harmonium for me. Immediately I went to one musical store in Chennai. It's called the Murli Musical. I went there. I told him, I want like this harmonium, this reed. I didn't do much research. I was very excited. I just bought it and kept it at my home in Chennai. And from there on, I started practicing. Then I went to their house. Whatever I learned, I played there. Then yeah, it was such an exciting journey. And then he was the one who connected, actually. There was an old grandmom in the home there. So she actually met the Sundaram Bhajan coordinator in one of the dance programs. So she knew the Sundaram Bhajan coordinator very well. She just met, and out of a lot of people, she just called him, and she told him, like, there is this boy who's come from this thing. He's very interested. So could you, give him one this thing? And the next day I'm coming, they told me that, you have to go to Sundaram this time, and you meet the bhajan coordinator and this thing. So then again there came a time, there was like, there was one Pancharatnam, Sai Pancharatnam Aradhana practice in Sundaram. So again the same dilemma came. I had an exam next day. First I told him I will not come. Then evening something triggered me. Okay, I will go. I immediately rushed in my two-wheeler. I went there. So to the surprise, after the practice, me, the uncle were there, and the bhajan coordinator also had come to darshan. So all three of us were there in one point. So he was like, this opportunity is very rare, because he's in a very high. The bhajan coordinator is in a very high position, and it's very tough to, directly. So all three were there, and he told, and face to face, he just told, okay, just come from next Thursday, come in whites, and just come in this time. Then I was like, okay, I decided, so okay, this is the place I'm going to go. And from then on, from every Thursday and Sundays, Swami's grace, I went to the bhajan group, and they gladly accepted me with lot of love. and from then on I met numerous. I met like some bunch of wonderful young adults and Swami students and singers, and I was just in like, I couldn't believe, like, how Swami had put all this plan finally, sitting in Sundaram with the bhajan singers and the youth group. It was just mind blowing. And then I was just seeing like how much of this in a youth group they give to the Sai Cycle. They were just, and I was not even 10% of what they were doing. Like, they were brilliant. They were handling a lot of this Indian state, this thing, and within the state they were office bearers for that, the bhajan events, the balvikas. Used to give so much importance for the balvikas and sevas. So I was like, this is a very reality to me. How with these people they are so much of knowledgeable in this age and doing so. I also started interacting with them a lot, and it was each day by day. I used to just spend time with them. We used to go to numerous bhajans together. We used to learn a lot. We used to learn a lot. So there only I really developed my real, I would say, the what is a I came to know what is a bhajan. How do you conduct yourself in a bhajan? It's not just you come there and sing and go. So there were some experiences in that time. So I will just actually, I just ran short of an event. So yeah, so I will just little go back to my third year Balvikas, and I'll come back to this experience. I'm so sorry, I just missed one event. So yeah, so coming back to, yeah, so when I was in third year Balvika, so it was 2010, and there came news of Parthi Yatra. They came. It was the month of, they told January or something, Parthi Yatra. So initially I didn't have any thoughts. So people were like, are you going to go or thing? So initially, then I told my parents, you tell me what you want. If you're going to India, I'll come with you, we'll go. Otherwise, I'll be here. Because I don't know. Because that time, okay. So that is the real thing. The thing is, which I'm trying to stress is, even when Swami was physically present till 2011, that realization that time compared to this time, I feel after Swami's physical form, that has been the real injection of what was the mission of the avatar. So basically, which I'm trying to tell now. So at that time, yeah, so the Parthi Yatra, then it's like, okay, then mom told, okay, if you want to go, and I'd never been to Parthi. I'd never been to Parthi before 2010, and I don't know what a school one thought. I'd never seen anything. I'd never seen how it looks like, and everything just on televisions and this thing. So then, okay, we're like, okay, we have not been to Parthi. Okay, let's go. I was like, okay, fine, we'll practice. But then got the Balvikas coordinator told, if you're committing, we have the Balvikas group program for us, so you have to be regular for practice and etc. So there came another thought. I was like, okay, will I be regular to practice because of all the tuitions? Will I be regular to that? Will I be? I was like, okay, let us put this thing. And I was going for the choir practice. It was a wonderful time in Abu Dhabi in the 3 months where we learned very good choirs, and and the name of our name of this thing was Prema Tarangini. That is the fruits of love. Prema Tarangini was our name of the choir, and we were practicing 7 to 8 devotional bhajans, and both mahilas and gents. So then August, it came the time. It was August 11th, I believe. It was right 2-3 weeks after Guru Purnima time. So the Parthi Yatra came, and we were in Parthi. And first time I'm entering Parthi, and I'm saying, oh, that emotion was just next level. The discipline of the people, and especially when Swami was physically present, it was just house full during the darshans. It was like house full, and I was like, my God. So then, even then, so now I'm telling with a lot of that emotion, but even then at that time I was like, okay, we are sitting in Kulwandal, okay, so okay, fine. So it's just you're seeing the new place, okay, so sitting there, going out, okay. So then again, now then there came the day when we had to perform in front of Swami. So we had to perform, and even then I was like, okay, fine, it's okay, got to just go and sing there, that's it. Perform, and then each of us, so basically there were around 12 people, so 2 people in each line for us. We were in the first 2-3 rows, so 2 people in each line, and everybody had to pick up a chit or something. So I was standing, and in front of me there was a guy who was younger than me. So we both were there, and I told him to pick up the chit. He told, okay, since he was very enthusiastic of me, he just picked up the chit. He got number one. He got the first chit. He was very happy. He was like, see, we got number one. He was so excited. I was like, okay, yaar, it's okay. He was telling me sort of, we got the number one. We are going to sit in the first this thing when Swami comes from the Ejur Mandir, from the circle. So it's going to be, we are going to be the first row. He told, so all excited. I was like, okay, let's go with that. I was literally, okay, let's go finish it. And I was just that moment just going with the flow. So Okay, they came, we sat in the one, and we got a seat next to Vedanarayan also that time. With Vedanarayan, all those people, we were in the first row, in the, sitting in the seat, and Swami's God's grace, whatever Vedam I had learned in my childhood in Abu Dhabi. So they were chanting a known portion over there, the Upanishads and the Rudram. So I was also just chanting with them, like regularly, over I was chanting with them, and then Swami came in the chair. Then I could just see at that period everybody they were all just looking at it, when they will get, when they was. I was okay sitting fine. Swami is coming, they're seeing all the devotees, and Swami. So basically, I think I don't have the pictures. I'll just share it. So it just Swami came through that I would say, like, what to say, that ride, where a little hump over there. So the last turn before the stage, he came like this, and we were all sitting, and Swami is coming close. I was just chanting. Swami came close to us, so Swami came in. That was even the wheelchair. So he was coming close. I was just sitting, and I just looked at him. He looked at me for this thing. I was chanting the mantram, whatever I know, with the group, and I was chanting. I was looking at him. He was looking at me. Then for a second, he told the person in the wheelchair, little push it, little more push it. He came and he called like this. He pushed little more. He called okay. He called me and he asked, like, where are you from? So this is a question he asked me. He picked up and he asked me, like, where are you from? He asked me. So this question, at that point, at that minute, where are you from? In a second, blindly, I just told Abu Dhabi. Finished. In a second, I just told Abu Dhabi. What else? Where are you from? It's Abu Dhabi. What else you'll get the answer? Because so I just told Abu Dhabi, and he's like, oh, Abu Dhabi. Where are, he was like that reaction. Okay, he was like, so that was. Then he's like, where did you learn? Like, again, Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi. Okay. Rendume Abu Dhabi. Then he told. Then I was like, so I was told also, like, the Pada Namaskar of Swami would be really, really, it would be the most amazing feeling. So in my mind, I was running, okay, when can I take the Pada Namaskar? Swami is asking me, when can I take? After the two questions, I immediately pointed, Swami, can I do like this? I just pointed at the feet. I just looked at him and I pointed if I can do this. He's like, okay. Then I just, that moment, I just took the Pada Namaskar, and it was just, yeah, still, now the feeling is more, that time I was like, yes, I got the Namaskar. Like, everybody was telling you should take Pada Namaskar of Swami. So I was like, after two weeks, immediately, before Swami could tell, I thought Swami will not tell me. So I asked him, can you give me the permission? You do. So Swami granted, and I blessed to take the Pada Namaskar. Then he went to the stage. So that minute after he went to the stage, and now when we got the first token, we were the first two. We were just sitting in the first. So the contact was direct to him and me when we were singing. That time it was my everything, each and every nerve was. That time I was literal shiver. I would say I literally saw God singing. So literally the shiver and the nerves and everything. It was. Then after some time, even then, at that point, I'm telling, even then, still the realization was very less. It was just the first time I had been to Parthi. That is the first time I've ever kept my feet in Parthi. So after that, my legs started paining. So I started sitting cross-legged. I started seeing here. So even then, the real thing had it injected, but it was just the curtain raiser or something, I would say. So the guy sitting near me, who took that number one token, he was very relaxed. All others were like, oh, this guy is lucky. This guy, all the eyes were on me. Before, when I went in the room, when we went to the meeting room after the bhajans, all eyes were on me. Everybody were like crowded. You got. This guy was just sitting cool next to me when the bhajans were going on. And during the bhajans, so Swami again showed like this. So we both were there. He showed like this. I was just again, Vedanarayan was sitting, he's like, Swami is calling you. Swami is calling you on the stage. Still, I was looking, he's like, Swami is calling you. So I was like, okay, I will go. Even before I set my feet, the guy was sitting next to me, the younger guy who picked the one token, he was near the wheelchair of Swami. He immediately ran. Before me, immediately ran to the stage, this thing. And yeah, then it was an absolute, yeah. So Swami really had materialized a chain for him and a vibhuti. So Swami had called him 3 times in the space. So then everybody were like, after I think one stage, it was like, Raghu, you missed it. Swami called you, Vedanarayan told you, you didn't go. And I was like, that means how old you? He's calling like this. And I was just, legs were paining. It was cramped like this. So he was calling like this 2 times and he ran. He was there, and he was very blessed with the gold chain, and he was blessed with the vibhuti, and he was blessed with an instant photo from the room, and Swami showed him the photo and everything. So this was the scene in the evening, and we took, again, group photo with Swami. But so as soon as I went in the meeting room, everybody were like, you're lucky, 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 all those, like, okay, I've done. But now coming back to the real thing, so how this has really played a role or injected. So the thing was, now coming back to the question with Swami, so where are you from? So this question is something which really even we ponder. At that minute, I had told Abu Dhabi. So why I had interconnected is, so actually after my graduation in Chennai, I was completely, soaked with the Sundaram group, soaked with the Bhajan group. Even my mom called me for a vacation after my final year. I told her, I'll not come to Abu Dhabi. I will not come. I'm done. I'm going to be here. I'm going to be with the Sundaram group. I'm going to be. So we also had a blessed opportunity to uh, go to the Kodaikanal trip for the Aradhana. Swami used to always visit in the summer times and to the Kodaikanal there. We had the privilege to go inside his room and sing bhajans with the Sundaram group for the Aradhana day. So keeping all this, I told my mother, I'm not going to come to Abu Dhabi. Come what me. Even it was 2-3 times she had called. I told her, I'm not going to come. I'm done. I'm with that. I'm going to be with Chennai. I'm going to be with this group. And to a point, you could say I was little carried with the aura of the bhajans and the things. So I used to literally, so that was the time where I was trying for placements in Chennai and the bhajans. So I used to try the placements in the morning, whatever interviews I had. But evening, come what may, from 4, it was the Samiti activities, going with the youth people, going for service. Numerous activities we had done with the surveys or the even the dinner times and the Sundaram, the discussion. And so I was completely focused there. So then there came a time, from personal reasons, family reasons, December 2018, there came a time I had to move back. There came a time like, so I had to move back to Abu Dhabi, or the situation was like, so my mom then she told 2018 December, like, family reasons. Now, Raghu, you have to come back. There's no choice, but you have to come with us at Abu Dhabi. You cannot just be sitting here, this thing. You have to come there. And so then there came a realization, and then there came an event with very close Sundaram singers. I was literally that day my day was gone. Literally, when I was decided I have to go to Abu Dhabi, it was such a tough. Then I spoke to my young adult friends, and then there came this gentleman called Brother Mayur from. He's a very very lead Sundaram singer, and he has literally injected me, shared me a lot of experiences. So I would be quoting one or two, if there is time. One or two I would be quoting from him. So then there came a time. That is the time where I had to move back to uh, Abu Dhabi and all that. So then I was thinking, now how this realization of. Then I landed up in Abu Dhabi. Eventually I landed up in Abu Dhabi. Then I got my first job in Abu Dhabi. I was so happy I got my first job there. And now you're just thinking, I wasn't discussing with my parents. That day Swami asked, where are you from? And next minute you told Abu Dhabi. Next second you told Abu Dhabi. Second question he asked, where are you? You told Abu Dhabi. So I was like, okay, maybe that is the connection. Okay, he's bringing, maybe that has some special place. You have to go back to your roots of. You have to go back and you have to give back to the society. You have to give back to the. You have to now be. You have to be a SSC guru. You have to involve in the activities. You have to give back to the thing. So that connection, even now, literally, it was, even now it's learning. Like, had I told a different answer, or and even I was pondering what answer I will tell him. So even this was a discussion with the Sundaram. I was like, Swami asked, where are you from? So Swami, I'm from you. You have given me this. Where are you from? I'm from you. I'm from my mom. So this is a question which really gives me the insight that, okay, maybe I said that minute Abu Dhabi. So okay, it had to, maybe he had to plan. He gave me this many time in Chennai. He gave me 1.5 years where I experienced all these things, and now it is time for me to go back. So then there came an experience where I had discussed with the so I just had experiences with the Sundaram Bhajan group, and they really told me the real what is the mission of the avatar, how I should mold myself, how is it only bhajan sing, is it only that, is it like how, what can I look into that deep. So then I was interacting, and I was also coming back to this talk. I was also just thinking, I was thinking what really could I give to this talk. So then there came this time that I was had a discussion of the the real mission. So I was just trying to Swami, I was asking what I can talk, and then there came a flash to me, like one of the discussions we discussed was that when we had the beautiful poster of Swami's 95th birthday. The picture of Aradhana Mahotsavam came to my mind, and I just saved it in my phone somewhere. It showed me that the divine discourse from 19 June 1974. Like Sai descended as an avatar to achieve the supreme task of illumining the divine Atmic reality in every being. This is the one, and this is the same thing which I had also which I had also got the essence from the Sundaram Bhajan group member. And so then he was like, so this sentence, it shows, no, I was thinking to tell about the real mission of Avatar. So this sentence, it really, what more Swami can give it. Swami has told that this sentence is the real mission of the Avatar. The Avatar does a lot of things, Avatar in terms of the creating the organizations, hospitals, schools, but deep inside, we really actually we see, so what is the real mission of the Avatar? So this is what even he also just asked me out of this thing, what is the real mission, this thing. Then I was like, no, Swami is, okay, just to say Swami, for me, Swami is God, Swami is a friend, Swami is everything now. Swami, without bhajans I cannot live, etc. In terms of this thing. But he was like, then when he started to tell his the essence or something like, so what can we even comprehend about the mission of the Avatar? So if we really actually see, like Swami himself has declared the like self-realization of every Sai devotee or every other human being on this planet. So that's the real mission. Like you realize Swami within yourself, and more now we have seen it now, especially after the 2011. Now how that has come into each one of us, and how people realize. And there are examples of many devotees, like after the 2011, also after Swami Samadhi, the real realization of Swami and the real test by Bhagavan to even Swami students, even the Prashanti members. So I know that was a very tough time that time. So the real self-realization of every other Swami devotee, that's I feel that's the real mission of the Avatar after. So we are all like byproducts of Swami. Like he has been continuing to do a lot of things, so he has been giving opportunities to really get hooked onto him. And there comes a certain time when we start to contemplate on him, and that becomes the constant contemplation. Eventually it becomes something like the integrated awareness. So you cannot move out like that. Eventually Swami brings you to him, or he has his own leelas of bringing you to him, or bringing into the fold, or bringing anyone into the Sai fold. So how beautiful is this Avatar, which has declared openly, like, why I have come in human form, why Sakshat Avatar has come in the human form to declare this message very openly. So this is one of the uh, discussions. And now a little bit I'm just a little bit going into the bhajan, and little bit of my, just to share bhajans, and also the experiences which I had with the bhajan group members or something. So one of my bhajans. So now bhajans is like it's my heart and soul now for me. At currently, without bhajans, every day for me, Sai bhajans is the thing for me. Let it be even like identifying a tune of a song, or raga of this song, or anything you go, Sai bhajans is the thing for me now. So I constantly I daily listen to a lot of radio Sai bhajans, and I learn new bhajans even from the US group here. So one of the very favorite bhajans, and eventually when we were sharing with the Sundaram team, so they had told me a very very nice bhajan and experience. And this bhajan, coincidentally, it's my mom's favorite bhajan too, so it's very close to me. And even in childhood she used to sing a lot to me, and she has sung a lot in bhajans. So it was like, and if it's okay if I can just sing 2 lines, or just like,
Yeah, go ahead, sing it. Sing it.
and then I can just tell what I
Sure. What, man?
then
Sundaram
what I
singer,
liked in that.
you want to listen? Go for it. Go for it.
And I was a little breaking, so I just couldn't hear the last part. So.
No, go for it. We are blessed to listen to the Sundaram singer, man. Come on, go for it.
So the bhajan, everybody knows, it's a Sheetala Charanam, Komala Charanam. Sheetala Charanam, Komala Charanam, Manjula Charanam, Mama Guru Charanam, मृदुलचरणम् अनुग्रहचरणं सद्गुरुचरणं सदा स्मरामि प्रेमदाता साई गुरुनाथ पावनचरणं सदा भजामि पावनचरणं पावनचरणं सदा सदा भजामि शीतलचरणं कोमलचरणं मञ्जुलचरणं मम गुरुचरणम्. I'm so sorry. Actually, even now when I'm singing, I just get into the moment. I was feeling a lot of nerves inside because that moment which had given me. So basically, this one, where Shitala Chalam, Mridula Charanam, Anugraha Charanam. These are feet which is very soft or tender, like rose petals. So even I was just thinking at the time when I was there, only 2010 when I was there, when Swami just glides in the Kulva's feet just glides in the Kulvanthal, like very soft or tender, like rose petals. And that, lotus feet which showers so much of grace on us. So Mridula Charanam, Anugraha Charanam, and Sadguru Charanam Sada Bhajami. So here also, beautifully explain the relationship of what is the real relationship really Swami wants you to have with him, or what is the relationship between a Swami and a devotee, or how beautifully a Swami has answered, the relationship with a guru and a disciple. It's like Gu and the Ru, the one who dispels the ignorance, the darkness of ignorance. So it's the sheer grace of Guru. He is dispelling the darkness of ignorance amongst us. So this is one bhajan really. When they were telling me the experience, I could really relate a lot of things, and really it's Swami's miracle that he had put me with them, and yet just by hearing those experiences, I've not earned for anything. I didn't want to sing in the group, not this thing, because we were nothing compared to them. We had so much of detail to learn. And in fact, when they were singing the bhajans, it was not just they were singing, it was coming automatically from them, that bhava and that meaning, it was really coming automatically from them. And that is the thing, which really gives the you know gives that essence of a bhajan. And one more bhajan was like, is Anandame Sai Namame. Everybody will, it's very common bhajan. And one of the most beautiful part of this bhajan, whenever I hear this bhajan, and it's like Akhanda Jyotirmaya me Sundara me Sai Gita me. So like, why it is Akhanda me Jyotirmaya me? Like, why are we talking about the Akhanda here, like Akhanda bhajan, or why are we talking about that Akhanda? No, it's the basically, like, it's I feel the lamp of love, or the jyoti inside the akandam, which is supreme, or supreme consciousness and ever effulgent. So always, like, the akandame jyoti. So also it tells us, how much we can really contemplate about Swami, or just by namasmarana, or just by simple singing, or whatever. Even if singing just by you just chant Swami's mantra, how much you can contemplate Swami within you. And yeah. So, and there came one more experience where so the time came for Sundaram bhajan in the evening, and I became late to home, so I decided I had to rush to the bhajan. So I displayed my rash driving skills on the road, and it so became in one of the roads that the car next to me was the Sundaram bhajan coordinator himself in the car. I didn't know it was his car, so I took a rash, and I almost bumped onto him. To be perfect, it was a very expensive, it was an Audi car. It was in India. It's an Audi Q5. It's such an expensive. If I had bumped down, then it's the next level. So it was such a this thing that in the peak Chennai, in the traffic, and I was really frustrated that I wanted to there had been some important singer coming before the time, so I wanted to go. I wanted to make sure to interact with them. So I just decided actually, and I had also practiced one song. So there was some 3-4 people of us, who had been told to practice a song so that you can share in the practice session. So I also carried one small this I tambura like thing. I was very excited to also even share this tambura to the Sundaram people and the devotee there. Like, see, I've got the tambura, I've got the shruti or something. So coincidentally, what happened is, so this about my experience, the same experience our Sundaram brother had also experienced when Swami was physically present. So it was such a beautiful coincidence and experience in that. So then I went to I drove rush. I reached Sundaram. Then I knew that it was Sundaram coordinators. Come, mind was like I was very upset, And then I saw him. I waited for him to come inside. I told, and I'm very sorry. He just gave a smile. He just went. He just knew it. He went inside. So we all sat, and all our turns came, and we were ready. And I was sweating, and I was nervous, and this thing, and then what happened? And the devotee, he came and he just asked, something looks little unfamiliar. Something looks, are you disturbed, or you're coming this thing, you're sweating, you're this thing? And I was like, no, I have practiced a bhajan, I practiced a beautiful bhajan, and tambura, everything is ready. I got even tambura, even with Shruti, with what all you told, everything. So he was like, okay. So he was like, let me tell also experience which happened this to me, because this is a similar thing which had happened. And because he wanted me to even realize the main importance, not just coming and singing. The main motive of this was he wanted me to realize, like, what, how, what was the real essence of bhajan, or how we can act in this situation. Then so I told him, so this tambura is beautiful, Anna, like this one, new one my uncle gave me at home. I took it, and it's such in it had all the ragas, it had the minor, major, sharp, everything it had in that. And for me, I first time I saw it, it was bliss for me. Just I showed him. So see, he's like, okay. Then how the experience what he also had is similar. So even the same thing, he went with the tambura coincidentally when Swami was physically present. And that time, at his time, the iPod or something were like fancy things to carry, and with so he wanted to tell Swami that I carried this iPod and I got this, and he wanted to even show to Swami that I am practicing. This was his time experience. So that coincidentally that little matched. So when he went to Parthi, everything, Swami was ready. When he went, he approached Swami. He was like, Swami was like, what is this? He told tambura. Swami was like, oh, tambura va enna irukku in Tamil enna irukku adula, that means what it is, what it is there. And the devotee told it's there's a nadam Swami, nadam, like nadam. So basically the laya of the tambura, the tune of the tambura, so soothing, he meant to say to Swami. So Swami was like, this was the reaction, like, oh, nadam, okay. Like, okay, nadam. And he was like, okay, Swami. He was expecting, okay, can I sing? Can I with this thing? So Swami was like, so basically this is how he showed to the devotee, like, ulla irukra nadam ketirukya. So the translation is like, have you heard the nadam inside? And he was speechless. He was speechless. He was like, he couldn't, that minute, maybe everybody would know now, but that minute, with that aura, everything around, with that thing, it was like, he was speechless. So it was like, he didn't have any answer. So ulla irukra nadam ketirukya, did you hear the nadam inside? So he had no courage to answer this. So the same question was posed to me also that time, and I didn't know this. He also had the experience. Same question was posed to me. I was sweating. I was literally in just with that. I was literally sweating, and I just told him, it was like, "Ulla irukra nadam. Have you listened to the inner nadam?" And even I had no courage of answering, and I was just. I was like, even I felt little, like, what have we done? People are sitting here, and he's asking me this question, and where have I this thing? I wasn't even expecting it. I was like, okay, he will correct me in the bhajans, or he will correct me in the line. He's coming and asking me this. then he told, then the experiences. So then he is like, what Swami had told him, உள்ள இருக்கிற நாதம் கேளு, அதுதான் உண்மையான நாதம். This is what he told me. So he's like, listen to the nadam inside. So that is the hridaya nadam. Basically, you listen, that is the real nadam. Like, you have the tambura, everything, but you listen that. So what exactly is the contemplating, or Swami is telling, or what we are contemplating? Is it some omkar, or is it some tambura we are listening inside? It's absolutely, it's not a tambura. So again, he's talking about the ever-present, the ever-effulgent, or the omnipresent, supreme cosmic being, supreme awareness, which is all pervading, which is also inside. The Lord really has come down to the human form to give us this utmost experience, the inside, the Hridaya Nadam. So this was one thing. So then this was the exact thing he shared it to me with all, and we were all just taken aback. We're like, Anna, how much, I'm nothing, compared. Such a knowledgeable, he has really come down to my level, and he's explained me this, so that it calms down the nerves to me. It really brings, then we go into the, with that, it was an absolutely, with that essence. But after that, when I sang the bhajan, it was like as if it was the next, I never felt I would sing it that way, in that with front of him, So after telling this, he had really calmed down me, and he had told me, like, don't go with the, don't ever think that, you're stressed out. Swami's work, Swami always will take care. If you have the interest, if you move, towards Swami, he'll always take hundreds of steps towards you. So this was one of the, and also we had a very good, one of the experience, very good. We had a very good trip to the Brindavan for the Golden Jubilee celebrations with them. So we were very fortunate to interact with brother Ravi Kumar and all those, Prashanti Mandir. So it was a fanboy moment for me. I'd never seen Ravi Kumar. So it was like a first time we started taking selfies and etc. etc. So then it was so fortunate that he had just come down in the room, and he had just, shared some beautiful insight, just two three small snippets, like thing, like, there was, like, one student, he had a lot of, he had the guts, uh, he had the guts to ask Swami, like, you know he told Swami that, Swami, for some reason my faith is reducing in you. So he told, I'm not getting that trust in you. I mean, even people are talking about you, and people, it was physically present in, maybe in the interview room or something. So student had outright, he had come out, and he told, I'm losing the faith in you, and I'm not getting what I want. I'm not getting. So, but Swami did not even flinch. Swami did not even do anything. Swami just asked him, do you have love for me in your heart? And he said, yes, I have the love for you, but I'm having the love for you, but things are not going, but I have the love for you. So he was like, oh, keep that love with you, keep that love with you in your heart. Faith will automatically grow. And then, so then on, then, but as the time progressed, he had become one of the leaders in the Prashanti group. I think, if I'm not wrong, the name is Anirudh or somebody. This was such a long time back. He's become leaders in the group, and so, and so even so Ravi Kumar, he was telling, keep always, he was just telling us, as, for the young adults as such, like, yeah, because this is a point of time in the young adults time, where I personally feel I would face, a lot of challenges in my life, and I'll face a lot of, like, there the real belief comes, how much faith you have, how much trust you have, how much trust you have towards God, how much, trust you have within yourself that you would do this correctly. Or so I always believe, these kind of incidents now, it's bringing a lot of value. So, and also now I would just come around the thing that, so basically now I'm pursuing my masters at University of Houston. So this is also another miracle, like miracle in the sense, like, how the incidents had come, and with how much, I had thought of coming here. So I was working in Abu Dhabi for 2 years, and I never knew I'm going to do a master's. So there just came a point of time where, I had to decide. It was like, either go for work or do masters. Then I discussed my parents. They told, whatever you wish, you right, you wish, you which you feel right, you do. So then I also told Swami, I'm going to do, okay, masters. It was a little tough decision at time, and so I decided to do masters then. And but we didn't have US as an option at all, to be honest. So because 2020, it was a lot of crisis, the COVID thing, and even the with the Trump or etc. Whatever I knew, there was a lot of crisis. So then we decided, okay, we're going to eliminate US. Okay, so with a lot of other countries and all. Then suddenly there came a point of time where after November, we just thought, you know, let's give a shot to US. Let's see what throws to us. So we just put the application, and with Swami's grace, it's one main thing I would like to tell is, like, I've been blessed to come to masters. Not only me coming to masters, I've been blessed to come to masters with my a very 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 close Sai brother, and whom we both knew each other for a long time in Abu Dhabi. And so I never even imagined I would we both would travel together to the same university, to the same place. So because he had a different profile and he had applied to different colleges, so it was just, the process was just going on, and we never knew, because it's each one's career on the line. So it so happened, it so just miraculously came that one day we both were, okay, decided, and he also was the one who had really, you know, pushed me to US. To be really honest, it was because of his efforts. He had really told me, like, done a lot of research on, you know, US. So even I was not in the mind. He was like, put US, don't leave, put it, let's see. So okay, I was like, let's put it, let's come. And it so ended up that, you know, we both had come together at University of Houston, sharing the same course and the same room. And then on, it was just the next level of events, how it ascended. So we landed on the US on August 23rd. So it was 1 week just passed on, time had just passed on. So we were really stressed, and we were really stressful because we had to shift things. We were not getting a hold. So the main thing we decided, as soon as we knew we were going to come to University of Houston, so then we decided, okay, main thing, Swami is there, let's contact the Sai group fraternity there. And so we just contacted the Houston president in the month of May 2021, before 3 months before we came. And he just told, when you come to Houston, just give me a call, we will see, we will take this thing. As he said, we came here, we were a little stressed out 2 3 days. Then we decided, okay, we are going to, we spoke to him after 2 days. And then, you know, the love which Swami showed, it's just mind-blowing. Just one call we has given to him, and he had responded with numerous options. All the people in Houston, they had reached out to us, and lovingly they had come to help us in all the necessities, you know. Believe me, without the help, we wouldn't have been in that position here today. It was just, and I was just thinking, my God, Swami has, you know, wherever we go, you know, Swami's fold is just, we just say Sai Ram and this thing. Wherever we go, Swami's fold is evergreen. Swami has so much of love. Only thing, are we able to realize that? Are we able to, you know, contemplate that? Still, are we in a point that, okay, we want more, we want, like, so how we are able to still, how much faith still we have to him? So then it so happened that we met a lot of close people in Houston Sai Samiti. And then I think there came a devotee, and he told me that, why not you just think about, there's a retreat coming up in Austin in the month of September. So he just asked me, why not? So I was like, okay, let's see. At first in my mind, I thought, my inner voice said, yeah, for sure we are not going to make it, because it was so stressful. We don't know how to go from here to Austin. We don't know anything. But he just told, just give a try, just give a try, just think about it, if you can make it. So then it so happened that, okay, me and my friend, we decided, okay, we will go. And we also thought Swami had given the right time, because then we thought it will be a absolute mind changer, and it will be, you know, excellent refreshing one, because it was very stressful for us here. Then it so came, I went to the Austin retreat, and then things unfolded just automatically. So I just met my mind-blowing people over there in the Austin retreat. And the bhajans we had, especially, it was like after the pandemic period, after 2 years, having an in-person retreat beautifully, you know, and led by Sriram and team of all the young adults. It was just mind-blowing to meet all the young adults. And from then on, the connection was like, it was we were like part of, it was like as if I've been 10 years in, yeah, Houston or in the Texas area. So I really, you know, think back and see how much Swami has helped and given, like, this comfort, like this situation over in Houston, like this. So really grateful for that. So just, well, concluding, you know, I always, you know, say that, you know, whatever, you know, like, maybe, like, what it means to be a Sai student, you know, just go to think back what it means to be a Sai student. Everybody are students of Swami. It's not necessarily that, okay, physically you study, it's there, but everybody, all are, we are all children or students of Swami. So there's one small anecdote, like, I was just with my Bal Vikas gurus when we were talking one time, you know, and Swami, when he's trying to, you know, Swami was trying to get up from his chair, and a boy sitting next to him, he wanted to give help to Swami. And Swami gave a naughty smile, and he, you know, he was like, so the boy helped Swami. So he was holding Swami's hand, and he lifted Swami, everything. Swami gave a naughty smile, and he leaves the place. And all the students, people around him, they were like, you know, how lucky he is. They were like, they were in very adoration, and, you know, they were, and I don't know, the people, they were thinking, maybe I should have done, he should have done. So after some time, students sit, and Swami comes close to the students, and he looks at the students with that kind of love, you know, the love oozing out, you know, like, just like how when a mother sees all the children standing in front of her, that much of every cell of Swami is oozing out with love. So, you know, so then Swami says to the children that holding a hand of Swami is not important. Pioneering to hold Swami's hand is important. So that thought, wherever we are, whichever part of the world, like feel Swami within us, you really pioneer to hold his hand, go closer to him, feel the omnipresent inside. So that one really it gave, even now it was sometimes it gets running in my head. Okay, we as even sister rightly pointed out before, even if I'm involved in a lot of satsangs, even I take back, like, am I following this in the real, like, with my parents or friends, or am I having that emotions temperament to control? Am I doing so? Each day is like a reality check. And also the SSC also has played a big role, and it's Swami's grace, we have also, I had been given an opportunity in Abu Dhabi to just teach the whatever we know in the Vedas and the Balvikas to the children. And so, as I think that part was really well spoken about the sister before. So it was very similar experiences. Even the first class when I went, it was like, first I was doubting. I was asking my gurus, am I eligible enough? Am I good enough to take? Because I don't know how to teach. Or they were like, Swami has given you, take it. Just that's the message they have given me. So I was like, okay. Then from the first class, it was very nervous for me. Even I was little shivering around, and I was little stuttering here and there. Then I got slowly settled, and with the love of the children and the gurus, it was such a wonderful opportunity. And so I just conclude, by saying I'm always grateful to Swami for whatever he has given me. It's the Sai group has been so wonderful, and even in Houston or in US, Texas to be particular, they've been really outstanding. And I would like to thank each and everyone in this forum to given me this opportunity. And thank you everyone, and Jai Sai Ram.
Around, I mean, it's amazing, right? I thought two speakers, each of you guys said 20 minutes to me, 40 minutes. I thought our 15 minutes is more than sufficient. But once we get started talking and start talking about Swami, and you were talking with a lot of, no, I mean, I'm happy you took your time, because there was this genuine flow from within you. There was a genuine outpouring of all that Swami has given you. You had so many beautiful messages, man. Do you listen to the inner nadam? Oh man, that is amazing. It is not about wanting to touch or carry Swami's hands. How much do you pine for Swami? That is so important. How do you go about singing a bhajan? What feeling should you have? How should you go about singing a particular bhajan? And then important bhajans like you sang, and then why certain words and certain words have such profound meaning. Just your journey, and it was a very normal journey, like a very typical normal person would have. Those initial years wherein you feel you're not connected, but then there comes a point wherein you start realizing that connection. I think that story is very, very relatable to the average Joe in the Sai world. And I think you brought out that story beautifully. So I'm more than happy that you took the time that you took, and it was so beautiful to just listen to the entire journey that you've been through. And having grown up in the Gulf like you did, in Abu Dhabi like you did, like myself personally, I know that the way they do SSC is very different from India and even out here. So for me, it's very lucky that I've been a part of that world growing up. Like you said, even one of the first things that I did when I was young was talk in those elocution, like kind of competitions, where money comes and goes, but morality comes and grows. And I remember giving a talk and stuff. From there, it molded me to talk confidently, effortlessly, and also on the spur of the moment. There's so much that they gave the Abu Dhabi fold. Very, very different. They used to teach us yoga. They used to do very different things, I feel, in the SSC out there than even say back home and out here. So for me, having had the SSC journey out there in the Gulf, then having a taste of India, and then really being enmeshed here as well, kind of completed me and made me well-rounded. And I think that's the same case with you. So I'm extremely grateful, Doug. And I'm actually very thankful to all of you who have stayed for as long as I know we were supposed to end it a lot earlier. So I'm extremely grateful to all of you for having stayed this long. Raghu, do you want to end it? If you want to end it with the bhajan and stuff, you can do it. If you can sing Harinam Gate Chalo and end it, we will go away singing Harinam Gate Chalo. So if you can, go ahead and finish it off that way.
I was so nervous today. I'm so sorry. I was a little nervous. The
No,
voice didn't come out naturally. I was just thinking, how Swami is going to speak. So that thing is again just running in my head. So
this is the most,
with all
this is
the
a family.
yeah.
Don't worry. You just end it with whatever, however, whichever way you want to end it. So,
हरि नाम गाते चलो साई राम गाते चलो माधव गोविंद गोविंद माधव नाम गाते चलो गोविंद विठला गोपाल विठला जय परती विठला जय साई विठला जय परती विठला जय साई विठला माधव गोविंद गोविंद माधव नाम गाते चलो माधव गोविंद गोविंद माधव नाम गाते चलो हरि नाम गाते चलो साई राम गाते चलो ओम शांति शांति शांति. It's like I did with one line. This is one favorite line. सर्वं ब्रह्ममयं रे सर्वं ब्रह्ममयं रे सर्वं ब्रह्ममयं रे सर्वं ब्रह्ममयम्.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much.